Ahoy, this is Temisan Omatseye. Let's talk maritime. Today my focus will be purely on the issue of cabotage. Everybody keeps talking about cabotage. What is cabotage? Cabotage is a law called the Coastal and Inland Shipping Act, which was passed in 2003. Effectively, what this act does is that it says that for you to operate in Nigeria as a shipping company or a shipping vessel, the vessel must be built in Nigeria, registered as Nigerian, owned by Nigerian, and manned by Nigerian. The reason for this act is that it is copied under the similar Jones Act, which is operational in America, that ensures that all vessels that operate within the coastal waters of America are all American flagged and American owned. Now, fortunately or unfortunately, we have not been able to implement the Cabotage Act by virtue of the fact that we have not been able to develop enough capacity within Nigeria to own our vessels. The import of Nigerian vessels operating in Nigeria cannot be underestimated. In the first instance, Nigeria is an oil-producing country, which means that all the oil services that are operating in Nigerian waters are to be supported by marine vessels, be they platform supply vessels, be they anchor handling tug, be they supply vessels, be they whatever vessels, because quite a lot of our large operations in our oil fields are offshore, and they must be supported. And the only way to support them is by vessels, not only by moving of the raw materials they require to drill and all the rest, but also to supply their meals, their foods in the rigs, and also in their offshore operations. The other import of that is that it's supposed to create a situation whereby most Nigerians will be employed in these vessels to operate and support the operation of these vessels. Like I previously said in one of my videos, one seafarer trains 5 people, and the kind of money they get, they don't get it in Naira, they get it in dollars. That is why I said focus on becoming an officer on board a vessel. Secondly, if we own vessels in Nigeria, the bottom line quite simply is that much of the revenue which is being paid to foreign-owned vessels will be retained within the Nigerian economy. And that in itself would save the capital flights that we're experiencing within the Nigerian economy. Thirdly, shipbuilding and ship repair facilities will be created. Now, what does shipbuilding mean? Yes, it means that most of our mechanical engineers, our welders, our nautical engineers, our naval architects will be busy in designing ships, building ships, welding ships, even carpenters will be employed. Also remember in the seafaring vessels as well, on board those vessels they have cooks, because those crew on board must have breakfast, lunch, dinner, for which they are charging the ship owner $10 for breakfast, $10 for lunch, $10. So $30 a day goes to feeding each crewman on board the vessel. So remember, somebody's paying $10, that is almost 4,000 naira for your meal, or 5,000 naira every meal you eat on board the vessel, and you have your own cook. So cabotage is very, very important for Nigeria, but unfortunately, our Nigerian banks do not have the capacity to raise the required funds that can be used to support the cabotage operation. So what do? We need to seek alternative funds, means of funding of these vessels, on how to build these vessels, because if the vessels do not come, we cannot build the shipyard. I always give this example. Rolls-Royce builds cars, Mercedes builds cars, they sell the cars to you, but when your car breaks down, you go to a workshop. It's the same thing as ship. Shipyard builds vessels, they do all the other things, but when the vessels are handed over to you, the next thing that you need to do is to take it to the ship repair facilities. That is where the vessels are repaired. So you cannot underestimate it. Our economy will not change because we need to understand. Now, I keep saying to everybody, look at what is happening in Apapa. If we can build our own local barges and use them to be carrying the containers away from Apapa to Warri, Port Harcourt, and whatever, that is cabotage operation. All the movement of these vessels are all cabotage operation. So definitely what needs to happen is to encourage cabotage. So So as much as possible, you young ones out there, encourage this cabotage because that is your future. Because America encouraged cabotage. Now they want to remove cabotage because they developed their own shipping industry so that they can now tell the world, other people in the world, to remove their own cabotage so they can come in here because they're already trying to take control of our economy. So I encourage everybody, stand by this cabotage thing because it is your future and it will make everything work for you. So without much ado, I know there's a lot to talk about cabotage, but feel free, send your questions, ask me in. I cannot cover it in 5 minutes. This is just an introducer to the whole project, and I hope that you enjoyed a bit of it. Like I said, feel free to ask any questions, and if you need me to talk to you more, I'll talk to you more. Thank you very much. Cheers and have a good day.